Do you want to learn the basics of a mixer board? Well, I'm here to teach you. Now, let the video start. Okay, I made this simple flow chart for visual clarity, but let's start with the microphone. There's 3 different types of microphones, 4 if you want to count specialized, but for practical purposes, we're just going to use a dynamic like the SM57. Then we go down here, the XLR cable or the 1/4 inch if you're going to use a guitar, bass, or whatever else. And we're not going to get into specifics of it, but that's a whole other thing. You connect it into your mixer board. Then we go down to the preamp, which has the gain and compressor knob. So the gain sends electricity that's being sent to the dynamic microphone, which it needs. Not all microphones function off of that, but it basically serves as a sort of volume and also as I said before, electrical output thing. Then the compressor, it limits the sound, like how high it is, how loud it is, so it has a more smooth feeling. But you don't want to use it too liberally or else it sounds kind of muffled. Then we go down to the EQ. So this controls the frequencies, like if you want to mute or amplify certain low, mid, or high-end frequencies. Don't want to get into specifics of it, like the numbers involved. But yeah, that's basically it. Then we got the auxiliary or the aux send. This controls if you want to plug in like an earpiece. You can hear from the speakers or monitors directly, and it's useful for that. But it cuts off the channel fader. But you can, if it has a bypass lever button thing, then it goes down to the channel fader, which you can use it for that. Then we got the insert effects. So this is like reverb, flanger, phaser, pitch shifter. Like if you want to sound all evil and demonic, you can like say, oh, now we go down to the channel fader, which basically serves as a sort of volume setting. As I said before, it can be cut off by the aux, but I prefer it because it uses one of the most satisfying mechanisms ever used on the device, which is like these little things. For example, if you have some crap like fake mink or fang on, you can switch that all the way down. But if you have the greatest of all time Maxi Boy, you switch it all the way up. That's pretty much it. But if you want to put it into a specific sub bus or group, there's usually like a button that says like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or whatever. There's typically like a section for another fader, but it's used for that specific group. So if you want to control like separate different sounds and stuff, we don't want to get into the hassle individually adjusting the faders of each group. And then we go to the main mix / master. I think master comes before this, but I don't think it's very necessary because they function very similarly. So the master fader, it controls all the individual channels. Functions is similar as a channel fader or the subgroup fader. And then the main mix is like a knob that controls the decibels. It's more like technical with it. I don't know. But then we go here finally to speakers / monitors. Which is, I don't think there's really a technical difference besides like shape. There might be, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That reminds me of how the Beatles used to do in the 60s. Let's cut to it. John, what the fuck are you doing with the mixing board? It's fucking everything up. Well, I'm just mixing some stuff. I'm doing some experimentation, Well, it sounds awful, and I need you to change it instantly, or I will. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's alright. Let me take this. What the hell? What the hell, John? I'm just giving you a little man. Stop! going to try to keep this as short, as simple as possible. So the first thing you should look out for is feedback. That can happen in a variety of different ways, but the main one is when you have your mic too close to the amp and it creates this goddamn auditory nuke. It's really loud. The distortion, when you crank up the gain too high, it creates this kind of nasty grating effect to it. Some people like it, but it's not ideal. Another one is when you don't have the bypass on with the aux, and if you kind of use the sliding mechanism, it doesn't work. Another one with mics is ribbons. So ribbon mics have this little mechanism within it that's like a ribbon knot thing, and when you have the gain too high, I believe it can like break it, so look out for that. Another one, when you don't turn on the speaker, that can happen. It's pretty funny. Clipping is one to look out for if you don't want something to be too loud. If you have your compressor down and it's just kind of muffled. There's a variety of different ones, but I think I've exhausted the main few that can appear. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you have a nice day or night, and see ya.